What to do if you can no longer afford your HOA fees. Homeownership in a community governed by a homeowners association, HOA, can come with several benefits, such as well-maintained common areas, access to amenities, and enhanced security. However, these HOA benefits come at a cost similar to regular HOA fees. While many homeowners can comfortably afford these fees, life circumstances such as job loss, unexpected expenses, or rising HOA dues can lead to financial strain. If you find yourself in a situation where you can no longer afford your HOA fees, it's crucial to understand your options and the potential consequences of non-payment. Understanding the legal obligations of HOA fees. HOA fees are not just a suggestion or a voluntary contribution. They are a legally binding obligation tied to the ownership of your property. When you purchased your home in an HOA-governed community, you agreed to abide by the community's rules and to pay the associated fees. This agreement is typically outlined in the community's covenants, conditions, and restrictions, CC&Rs, a legal document that outlines the responsibilities of both the homeowners and the HOA. How HOA fees are enforceable. The obligation to pay HOA fees is enforceable through legal means. If you fail to pay your fees, the HOA has several tools to collect the money owed. These tools can escalate in severity, potentially leading to significant financial and legal consequences for the homeowner. Late fees and interest. Most HOAs impose late fees and interest on the outstanding balance as the first step when a homeowner fails to pay their fees. These additional charges can quickly increase the homeowner's financial burden. Liens. If the fees remain unpaid for an extended period, the HOA may place a lien on your property. A lien is a legal claim against your property that must be satisfied before you can sell or refinance your home. The lien gives the HOA a legal right to the proceeds from the sale of your property to cover the unpaid fees. Lawsuits. The HOA can also take legal action against you to collect the unpaid fees. This might involve filing a lawsuit in small claims court or another legal venue. If the court rules in favor of the HOA, you may be required to pay the outstanding fees, plus legal costs and additional penalties. Foreclosure. In severe cases, the HOA may initiate foreclosure proceedings if the fees remain unpaid and the lien is not resolved. This means the HOA can force the sale of your home to recover the unpaid fees. While this is often considered a last resort, it is a severe risk that should not be taken lightly. Given the enforceable nature of HOA fees and the potential consequences of non-payment, it's critical not to ignore the situation if you cannot pay. Instead, consider the following steps to address the issue proactively. Steps to take if you can't afford your HOA fees. If you are struggling to pay your HOA fees, the worst thing you can do is ignore the problem. Here are some steps you can take to address the situation. 1. Assess your financial situation. The first step in addressing your inability to pay HOA fees is thoroughly examining your financial situation. Determine whether your financial hardship is temporary or long-term, and identify areas where you can cut back on expenses to free up funds for your HOA fees. It's also essential to prioritize your bills, since HOA fees are a legally binding obligation with severe consequences for non-payment. They should be near the top of your list. 2. Communicate with your HOA. One of the most critical steps is communicating with your HOA when you realize you might have trouble paying your fees. Many HOAs are willing to work with homeowners experiencing financial difficulties, especially if the homeowner has a history of timely payments. Explain your situation honestly and ask if any options can help you manage your payments. Being proactive and willing to address the issue can go a long way in finding a solution. 3. Request a payment plan. If your financial hardship is temporary, you may be able to negotiate a payment plan with your HOA. A payment plan allows you to spread out your payments over time, making it easier to manage the financial burden. Some HOAs may offer this option to help homeowners avoid falling too far behind on their dues. When negotiating a payment plan, make sure to when honest and about your financial situation. Provide a clear picture of your income, expenses, and the amount you can realistically pay each month. Get the agreement in writing. Ensure that any payment plan you agree to is documented in writing, outlining the terms, payment amounts, and deadlines. Stick to the plan. Once you've agreed to a payment plan, it's essential to stick to it. Missing payments on a negotiated plan could result in the HOA taking more severe actions, such as placing a lien or pursuing legal action. 4. Explore financial assistance programs. Some communities or local governments offer financial assistance programs for homeowners struggling to pay their HOA fees. These programs may provide grants, low-interest loans, or other financial aid to help you stay current on your obligations. Research what options might be available in your area and apply if you qualify. Consider refinancing or modifying your mortgage. It might be worth exploring refinancing options if you're struggling with your mortgage and HOA fees. Refinancing your mortgage could lower your monthly payments, freeing up funds to cover your HOA fees. Alternatively, you could explore mortgage modification programs that may reduce your interest rate or extend the term of your loan to make your monthly payments more manageable. 6. Downsize or sell the property. If your financial situation has changed significantly and you no longer see a way to afford your HOA fees in the long term, it might be time to consider downsizing or selling your property. While selling your home may not be your first choice, it could be the most practical option to avoid falling deeper into debt or facing foreclosure. Before selling, you must ensure that you're in good standing with your HOA and that any outstanding fees are addressed. If there's a lien on your property due to unpaid fees, it will need to be resolved before the sale can proceed. 7. Consult with a financial advisor or attorney. Suppose you're unsure of how to navigate your financial difficulties. Consulting with a financial advisor or attorney specializing in real estate or HOA issues may be helpful in that case. These professionals can guide your options, help you negotiate with your HOA, and ensure you take the proper steps to protect your financial and legal interests. Consequences of not paying HOA fees. Failing to pay your HOA fees can have severe and far-reaching consequences. Here's what you can expect if you choose not to pay or are unable to agree with your HOA. 1. Accumulation of late fees and interest. As mentioned, most HOAs will impose late fees and interest on unpaid dues. These charges can accumulate quickly, making catching up on your payments even more challenging. The longer you delay addressing the issue, the more you'll owe. 2. Lien on your property. If the fees remain unpaid for an extended period, the HOA can place a lien on your property. A lien is a legal claim that must be settled before you can sell or refinance your home. A lien can also damage your credit score, making obtaining loans or favorable interest rates more difficult. 3. Legal action. HOAs can take legal action against homeowners who fail to pay their dues. This could involve filing a lawsuit in court to recover the unpaid fees and any associated legal costs. If the court rules in favor of the HOA, you may be ordered to pay the outstanding amount, plus additional fees and penalties. 4. Forced foreclosure. In the most severe cases, if the HOA cannot collect the unpaid fees through other means, it may initiate foreclosure proceedings. This means the HOA can force the sale of your home to recover the money owed. While foreclosure is often a last resort, it is a genuine risk if you fail to address your unpaid fees. 5. Damage to your credit. Non-payment of HOA fees can negatively impact your credit score, especially if the HOA takes legal action or places a lien on your property. A damaged credit score can make it more difficult to obtain loans, credit cards, or even rental housing in the future. If you want to learn more, you can learn more by visiting the link on the caption. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.